to my studio corner, which you see at the back when I am recording my reaction videos. I thought today that I would start the process of sharing a bit more about my songwriting and in particular my production as well, because I don't feel like I've shared that much with you, and so I thought it might be interesting to dive a little bit more into that. So what I've done is I've brought up a song which I've been working on in the last 24 hours literally, and I thought I would go through what has made up the production within the song. What I've been writing here is an idea that I had just on keys, and I took the idea to Logic where I work and I started to construct the production. So I'm going to show you, I'll do a screen grab as well, but I'll show you just from here so that you can kind of see what I'm doing, what is actually creating the song. I'm also going to show you the original version, or I'll play the original snippet that I had of the song. And I want you to bear in mind when you're listening to the melody and the vocal that I haven't actually written the lyrics yet. So it will be songwriting gobbledygook, as I like to call it. I am actually going to do a whole songwriting tips video on songwriters gobbledygook. What a title. So do look out for that, and I will actually be using probably this song that I'm showing you today to showcase what that means and what you do with songwriters gobbledygook and how it affects the outcome of the song. So it's going to be a really interesting one, so do look out for that. So let me showcase what is going on within this particular song. The working title is Can't Rely on You, and I have several elements here that I want to show you. Okay, so let me just check my levels here. Second verse. I am going to now put in the original clip that I had of me writing the melody. So you'll hear what the song is with songwriters gobbledygook on top of it. And then I'm going to cut back in a second to this version and I'll sing along to the production. Hey, I've been waiting, and you're still back. So let me sing some more songwriters gobbledygook. You might hear certain words that I pick out, certain phrases that are the same as what they were in that demo version. It doesn't mean that's what it's going to be when the song is finished. It's just that that is what I'm kind of half attached to at the moment, so that I can form some sort of thing that sounds like a song. It sounds like a fully formed song, kind of. It helps me to write in that way. Okay, so but I still got your number. I know I've been waiting, and I know you're not done. And just like perfection stop, not crying, just like affection, drop, not flying. You are all I long for. I can't rely on you, it's just a matter of fact. Can't rely on you, and I do better than that. Can't rely on you. I can't rely on you, it's just a matter of fact. Can't rely on you, and I'll do better than that. Can't rely on you. All I long for. Yeah, and I kind of hear it. You are all I long for. Coming back in as a backing vocal at that point. Now I want to break down exactly what's happening in terms of literal parts and how I started to create this, what my producer process is, because I don't necessarily go in knowing exactly what I want. I'll have a basic idea. There might be some parts that I have in my brain. So when I'm writing, I might hear the hi-hats going, and this will be when I'm just writing piano vocals. So I start to create a sort of soundscape within my mind. It's like the songs build themselves in a way. Okay, so I began by inputting on my MIDI keyboard that you always see at the back of my videos when I'm doing reactions, the key chords of this, B flat, F and C, and then that changing chord is B flat, D minor, sorry I'm making you shake, to the C. So that's the only change right at the end there. I feel like that changing chord elevated the emotion of the song and was really integral for me to include. But I just used Logic Sounds, and I went through and I found something that I like the sound of, and I'm just going to solo it here. And that was this particular sound, which you can see is in rhythmic sounds, bass patterns within Logic. Quite often what will happen is I'll choose a sound, and that particular sound will then set off other ideas in my head if I haven't already got a soundscape completely 100% concretely in my mind. So I really liked that. That was the first sound that I chose. Then I actually chose a sound which I haven't used. I haven't ended up using this particular one, which was this. So another rhythmical thing. This is not in the song. This was the next one. So instead of that previous sound that I binned off, I liked this one. It still has a rhythmical aspect to it, but it was a little bit softer. All of these parts I'm just playing in on my MIDI keyboard. None of this is done in any fancy way except for me playing the chords in. So interestingly, my bass was one of the last things that I did. I'll show you what the bass is now anyway, but the bass came in right at the end because I had a lot of bassiness within the sounds that I already was using. So it's kind of soft and swirls in and out. It has its own dynamic thing going on. It's not really, you know, super key within the song. This is more of a pattern that I created. But it really does fade into the background, that bass. It's just there. It's a layer that is necessary, but you wouldn't necessarily pick it out on first listen. My favourite sound within the whole song. How could I miss this? Right. What do we think of this? I mean, to me, this is one of the most gorgeous built-in sounds that Logic has. Not gonna lie, I got a bit emotional when I was using that sound. It just touches something within me. So, if I play that and the South African singers together, my two favourite sounds in this song. Gorgeous, you know, later on in the song we could have a breakdown with just this in, you know? I forgot the strings, so I wanted a kind of chamber staccato thing just to elevate the chorus. This is just one note octaves. When you add that into everything else, it provides a tension. You know, I'm always talking about tension on my channel and having a note staying the same effectively a drone sensation, it gives that tension, it starts to build that tension. So that was a really interesting element that just kind of came to me as I was listening to this song building. Okay, so let's move on to the drums, which I use this particular software here called Splice. It's a subscription service. I pay a yearly fee and then I get access to tons of different songs. I have credits up here, and essentially every single one of these sounds is a credit. It has loops, so you could literally create a song just from sounds on here. And it also has what they call one shots. So you might just have a kick drum and then you'll take that, which I did, and pop it into your song, and then you'll create the beat around that. So if you start to build all of these things together, you're starting to build a really cool drum pattern. The next thing that I did was I added in the snare sound, and actually this is a later version of this. Originally I had a different snare sound. I might have a recording of it that I can drop in now actually. But I decided that actually the snare sound should be tighter. But it's every other one. Hi-hats, I introduced some hi-hats again from Splice, and the pattern of hi-hats changes to that. So when the song starts to elevate a bit more within the chorus, I wanted it to be a little higher in frequency, because suddenly it means your ears naturally, without even thinking about it, are, ooh, you know, building momentum. We've moved into something different. I talk about that a lot within my reactions. So if I add everything back in now, let me just take this solo off. So you start to see how all of this builds up. One by one again, I'm going to take everything out drums wise. Okay. And this is everything all together. Obviously no vocal recorded at the moment. Let me know if you'd like to see that process. You are all I long for. And that's it. So that is a little look into my production, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing what goes on in the creation of a song, not just from piano vocal, but into an actual song that you'd hear on the radio. Let me know what about this, as I say, is most interesting for you, and what bits you'd like me to dive into more. And I hope you enjoyed watching along with me, and I will see you on another video just like this very soon. I'm going to do more. Okay, see you soon. Bye.